Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Champions Adjust Sports Talk Show. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about Shedeur Sanders. Will Shedeur Sanders be QB1? But let's start with the NFL draft. The NFL draft comes around, and Shedeur Sanders is expected to go in the first round. And he falls to the fifth round. That's unprecedented and unheard of. Now, there's some speculation about why it happened. Some just don't think Shedeur Sanders is very good, okay? Some think that it's because of racism, which I think is absolutely an absurd claim, and it needs to be removed from the conversation. If there's anything that's merit-driven, it's sports, and we have to keep them that way. So I think the racism conversation is a very weird one, and it's strange, and it's just stupid to bring race into literally everything, especially into the sports conversation when it really doesn't belong in this context. So some people didn't think he was very good. Some people claim that everyone is racist. Okay, it is what it is. And I think potentially the reason why Shedeur Sanders dropped to the fifth round is because sports are entertainment. And sports need to have stories. And if Shedeur Sanders goes in the first round and everything is normal and everything is fine and he gets to be QB1 in Cleveland or wherever he gets drafted to, and it's just a seamless transition from Colorado into the NFL, it's easy. There's no story there. But if you have these speculations of some people don't think he's good enough, some people think it's racist and don't like black people. Okay, well, how do you make that into a story, WWE style, and sports entertainment style? Will you push that guy down to the fifth round, even though some claim he has the skills, the talent, and the acumen to be a really good NFL quarterback? I'm not convinced of that. I saw him play at Colorado. I think he played against mediocre competition in a mediocre conference and did mediocre. But I don't know anything, literally don't know anything about projecting great quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm just a guy who played baseball and was a professional wrestler and likes to talk about sports, right? That's all I am. And so these are just my opinions and thoughts, but I just don't see, I played at a mid-major Division I school for baseball, and there's a difference between that and playing in the SEC. And there is definitely a difference when it comes to football. You can see the speed, the power, the athleticism, the quality of play. That's why it takes some people time to adjust to the NFL because of that speed and athleticism and intensity. And so I just didn't think Shedeur Sanders was like unbelievably amazing at Colorado, which would easily translate into the NFL. But those who draft QBs saw something in him: arm strength, speed, vision, precision, passing accuracy, all these sorts of things that could potentially translate to an NFL quarterback, and predict him to go in round one. That didn't happen. Then some people claimed it was because he didn't get drafted in round one because everyone is racist. Again, stupid claim. So I think because of all that, the NFL is scripted. Some parts of the NFL are scripted. Some parts of the NFL are purely for entertainment. They need storylines, just like they needed the Taylor Swift storyline. So they brought her in. And what they did is they forced Shedeur Sanders down into the fifth round because now we have a story. Now everything that Shedeur Sanders is talked about even more. He was huge into the media when he was at Colorado because of Deion Sanders, because of all the stuff and the publicity he gets. Now he's in the NFL. He has even more. He has an entourage. He films everything, a lot of social media stuff. And so why not push that guy down to the fifth round to give a story, have three other quarterbacks in Cleveland also running for it, put him fourth on the depth chart to start the season behind Flacco and Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel. And then Shedeur Sanders is like, oh my God, is this guy ever going to get a start? Are they going to trade him away? Why did he drop to the fifth round? He's so good. He shouldn't be there. Now there's an actual story. And so, yes, maybe it was just happenstance that he dropped to the fifth round, but I just don't believe that because I'm a WWE guy, and I think a lot of sports are scripted to make the entertainment a little bit better for the fans, more exciting, and for people to talk about like me. And so Shedeur Sanders drops to the fifth round. Now he's on the Cleveland Browns. Now he's fourth on the depth chart for the quarterbacks, and now he enters his first preseason game a couple days ago and absolutely crushes it. I think throws for like 140 yards or something like that. Was like, his passing percentage, I don't know, was like 19 for 23 or something. I saw these numbers and now I'm just saying them out of my head, but you guys can look up the stats. But anyways, he had 2 touchdowns and he played really well. He played really well in his first preseason game. Haters will say that he played against all second teams. He did not. He played against the starters. I think he was like 19 for 23 or 17 for 23, something like that. I don't think I'm too far off with 23. It's like 140 yards and a couple touchdowns. Now, there was some very easy sort of layup type passes that he missed, the short passes that he missed, that he overthrow. If he wants to be quarterback one, he's got to hit those passes. Like 80, 90% of the time, like the layup passes, he's got to be able to hit those. And also, like we saw at Colorado, he scrambled way too much and took himself way behind the starting scrimmage line and got sacked. And you just can't do that in the NFL. Players are faster. A lot of the defensive ends and linebackers and cornerbacks are faster than Shedeur Sanders, and he can't be just scrambling and running around like he's going to make a Madden play or a Johnny Manziel type play in the NFL. It's just not going to work. So he's got to be a little smarter about that, and he's got to be able to execute those layup passes no matter the situation, because those are the ones that you really need. And then obviously he looked really good on the deep ball through couple touchdown passes, looked very comfortable and patient and in the pocket, and he looked really, really good. Now, is he QB1? He will not start the season as QB1. How are you going to have this much drama and this much story if all of a sudden he just has one good preseason game and boom, he's QB1? He's going to start the season, I think, QB2. I think he's going to, if he plays a couple good more preseason games, which I think he will, like regardless of anything you want to say about Shedeur Sanders, I do think he works really hard. I think he's really prepared for this. And him and the Sanders family seem to be really interested in, like, praising God and, understanding the situation and pressure and all these sorts of things. I'm sure Deion talks to him about it all the time, about handle these types of events. Deion's one of the greatest football players of all time. So you imagine that he's given that mindset and that wisdom over to his son so his son can handle these types of moments. I mean, they've been in the spotlight their whole lives. And so now you think, okay, he has a really good preseason game. Maybe he continues to get better and work on those sort of layup passes and the scramble and how to really play quarterback in the NFL. But I don't think he's going to start the first game of the season. I think he's going to be second on the depth chart. Joe Flacco is going to play game 1. Joe Flacco is going to play game 2. The Cleveland Browns are going to start 0-2, and then Shedeur Sanders will come in and save the Browns starting with game 3. Kenny Pickett sucks. I don't really know much about Dylan Gabriel. Hasn't been talked about. I'm not really sure what he's doing. All the eyes and all the attention are on Shedeur Sanders, but based on what I think about the sports entertainment aspect, the story of it all, if you just have him start week 1, it's not really a story. You have him start like week 3 or week 4 when the Cleveland Browns are really, really in trouble, because they are really, really in trouble. They're a pretty abysmal, NFL organization, and someone like Shedeur Sanders could save that organization. Now, I was very low on Shedeur when he was coming out of college because I just didn't think he was very good in Colorado, but I love to be proven wrong. This guy can go get it. I love a good story. 5th round. I think it's all been manufactured and fixed. That doesn't matter. That's part of the sports entertainment lure. That's what WWE has created, and now that's what all these other sports organizations are taking, right? It's sports entertainment. You need stories for people to latch on to connect to invest in. Then they love the team even more. Now, more people love Shedeur Sanders even more because he seems like an underdog. He got drafted in the 5th round, and now he's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's an underdog. He is not an underdog. But I think Joe Flacco will start the first couple games. The Browns will lose those games. Shedeur Sanders will come in. He'll save the day. He'll probably have a pretty good season. I don't think it'll be like a Jaden Daniels type rookie situation season, I don't think. But I think the story will be really cool, and maybe he'll be the quarterback of the future for the Cleveland Browns and be able to pull that organization out of the garbage. That's just what I think. I'd love to know what you think. So drop me a comment down below of what you think about the whole Shedeur Sanders situation, and will he be QB1 in the future? And then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.